Howdy YouTube, Darlington Farm here. Yeah, you can probably guess what all that stuff is. I'm getting ready to do the wiring out here in the barn shop. What I'm going to go ahead and do, there's already a panel over here with a 60 amp service going to it. So what I'm just going to go ahead and do is branch off of that, go over here. And since pretty much everything is right centered around this section, I'm just going to go ahead and put that little sub panel right there. That way I can just go ahead and, she'll probably just direct wire my big shaper here, my smaller shaper, and this I'll go ahead and just put an outlet for my molder. And then I'll probably just run another boop, boop, boop over for these two here. I'm pretty sure this is where everything's gonna reside for a little bit, so I'm kind of doing it with a sub panel like that where I don't have to run all that copper out of there. I have one big extension cord that I think is 444 if I remember right, which I think that should be plenty good. Yeah, don't take any of this as electrical advice. This is just me getting stuff up and working sort of temporarily here, so there's the disclaimer. Yeah, just if you need help doing this, don't take my advice for it. Seek an electrician. Anyway, so I'm going to come out of that box that's already in there over here, just so I don't have to run multiple lines of 10, 10, 2 over to the tools here, so I can save a little bit of money on wire there. I need to run, I'll run a separate, another line, 20 amp line over here for my dust collector, and then I think that's about it. I'm just going to run one 30 amp over here for my table saw and the band saw, and then, I guess I need to put my air compressor, I forgot about that. I'll figure out someplace to run my air compressor, and yeah, should be pretty exciting. And I got to run some 110 amp outlets over here for the power feeders, and then once I get everything in here, I'm going to kind of figure out where I want to put lights and that sort of thing. Sort of my plan here is still to actually I don't think I've mentioned that in the video here. The tack room here, I was just going to go ahead and knock this wall out because it's not exactly the greatest construction, but I might just go ahead and leave it just kind of there, and then box it in here and use this as my paint room or paint booth. Haven't exactly decided yet, but I'm kind of thinking that's what I might do since it's already here. And yeah, something I won't have to tear out, and kind of leaves this reasonably close as a tack room here in case I ever decide I want an actual horse barn. And it's got, a sliding door there, so I may go ahead and do that, but I'm pretty stoked here. I'm thinking I'm going to move this lumber rack here. A lot of this lumber on there is just going to go upstairs here, and then all this walnut over here also is probably going to go, at least the stuff that's not ridiculously heavy is going to go upstairs, and this other pile of slabs here is going to go upstairs. And then I will probably go ahead and leave this rack here. It seems like a nice place to kind of have storage for plywood on one side. This is all left over from when I had my cabinet shop, and a little bit of lumber storage on there. And it's out of the way to where I have 16 foot on either side of of all the big tools out here, which is kind of nice. So I can run 16-foot molding, because that was the problem in my other shop. I just did not have the room for that. So I'm pretty stoked. I guess I might need to move this one over just a tad so I can have the full 16-foot. And then this post here doesn't do anything. That was just in there for convenience of gates. I'm going to go ahead and knock that out. And then this slab down here, a raised part of the slab, as you can see, well, you might not know, they had a heated water for the horses in here, that none of this stuff works anymore. So I'm just going to go ahead and probably jackhammer that, and then go ahead and just concrete it flush. And the same goes for the one on the other side. Actually, they've already had to, it looks like, jackhammer a hole out of that. to fix the water, and they just put in a regular hydrant. So this stuff is going to go, and I'll just go ahead and, you know, concrete it over. What I'm thinking here is probably this space will be my assembly area. And then this will probably just end up being lumber storage over here. I'm thinking this is about where my table saw is going to go, just maybe scoot it down a little bit that way. And this will all end up being open back here. And I'll go ahead and attach my Excalibur slider onto this side. And that also gives me 16 foot on either side. You know, to be able to, yeah, have everything where I can do 16 foot material. So anyway, I'm pretty stoked with the way this is coming along here. I'm hoping in another couple hours I'll actually be able to turn some of these bad boys on, because I haven't had them running in like 2 years, which is pretty exciting for me. And he's starting to get things cleaned out here. All this old sawdust that was on the ground or on the floor out here, left over from when there were horses in here like 6 years ago, is kind of lithified on there, so you really have to chip at it to get it off. But it's coming along nicely. I need to pick up a leaf blower, and probably I'll go in here with a leaf blower and a broom and get all this cobwebby, nasty stuff down off the ceiling. And yeah, it's coming along pretty well. I'm excited. There you can kind of see just how old this barn is. I mean, it's all pegged together, and yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, I gotta get back to work here. I'll take some other updates as I go along here, and yeah, I'm excited. Here we go. I got just 30 amp, 20 amp breakers, and then a yeah, load center there that did not have a main breaker in it. It just is a sub panel. So I don't know that I'm going to do a whole lot of video on the electric there. At least I get all manner of hate mail, as I have in with my other videos that kind of showed that, where you did this wrong, you did that wrong. Well, I don't care. Anyway, I'm Darlington Farm. Thank you for watching. Please stay tuned here for more updates on the barn shop.